Welcome back to the show, Reds. Big win for Liverpool there. This is your match reaction. Liverpool 3, Southampton 1. The gaffer up in the stands communicating with Linders, calling the shots. It was a big game for us today. We knew Southampton with the new manager in would have come with a lot of energy, and they certainly did. You could see it at the start. High energy in the opening minutes from both teams, kind of cancelling out each other. Before we get into Gomez in for Kanate, and some imposter in for Allison. This beardless guy must be Allison's brother or something like that. But looking at him without the beard and stuff like that, just really, really strange looking. So, yeah, not unlike him to change things up sometimes when a big tournament is coming and stuff like that. And of course, it would have been an interesting game in terms of a lot of these players are on the verge of heading off for the World Cup, so it's hard to know what way they would show up and how they would apply themselves, let's say, especially with the catalogue of injuries going into the World Cup that a lot of teams are suffering, including ourselves. But 5 minutes in, the Saints concede a free kick, ball in, and a flick header from Bobby Dazzler into the far corner. Um, I was listening on commentary, and commentary were saying that maybe Gavin could have done a bit better, but I don't think so. I mean, that's right into the bottom corner. He did dive for it, and it was out of his reach. So a bit harsh on the young lad. Is it Bobby sending a message to the Brazilian manager? One would feel he was on it today, no doubt. 9 minutes in, then Liverpool conceded a free kick, and I warned in the preview how dangerous James Ward-Prowse is on these set pieces, and so it showed throughout the game as well. He's an absolutely fantastic footballer. Don't know why he isn't on the plane to Qatar. Boggles the mind, to be honest, when you see what's being picked in there. But Prowse in, lovely header from Shea Adams, makes it 1-1. Took the goal really, really well. And Shea Adams had a number of opportunities a game, which is kind of the story of the game. Although we ran out 3-1 and we probably could have posted a few more ourselves, there is no doubt that Southampton had their chances as well. Hence, you'll understand that when we go into the player ratings and you see who my man of the match is. No prizes for guessing. But Thiago's passing. What can we say about Thiago's passing? Just looks for the ball all the time, wants to be on the ball, and just the game just opens up. He sees so much when he's in possession of the ball, doesn't he? Rarely wastes it. Just really, really good and really on it today. Again, another guy potentially sending a message there who was left out of his international squad. Again, beggars belief. So good. There was a nice crisp feel to the game. Liverpool going out there didn't seem like, at times when they've gone out this season, they've lacked that bit of confidence. They look like they're starting to regain their confidence again. And not only that, not only the confidence, but even the confidence within the group, within each other and stuff like that. There's less sort of nervousness and anxiety, let's say, when balls come into players and stuff like that. So nice to see that. 21 minutes, lovely ball from Harvey over the Saints defence. Nunez latches onto and finishes a 2-1. Not only was the finish really, really good, but we also have to talk about the way he was offside and rejigged his position back in to come back onside to go again. Really, really quick thinking by Darwin today. And I was so impressed with Darwin today. His work rate today was unbelievable. He was pressing across the whole of the front line at one stage, forcing Southampton to make errors and stuff like that. Great shift put in by Darwin today. Really starting to find his feet now. It's kind of a shame that we're heading off now on the World Cup break, because we're just starting to find that rhythm and that understanding within the team with players and stuff like that. Obviously, we'd like to get the other players back who are out injured and stuff like that, so that will help us. But we're really starting to find our rhythm now, and hopefully that will continue on when the team meets up again. Much more movement from the Reds was really, really impressive today. There was a lot of players making a lot, just bringing a lot more to the table today, let's say, in terms of movement, moving around, looking for the ball. Harvey was always looking for the ball. Thiago was always looking for the ball, but they wanted the ball. In the past, we've seen, even when we went there 1-1, players would kind of not want the ball. They all still wanted the ball, which was great to see. As I said, Nunez applying the pressure, working really, really hard on that front line and pressing from the front was excellent. 42 minutes, Thiago to Bobby. Beautiful through pass to Robbo, who squares it to Nunez. 3-1. 2 for Nunez, 1 for Bobby, and of course the Southampton one from Shea Adams. Second half, no changes for the red again. Half starts kind of back and forth again. You know, Southampton are going to come out and bring a bit of energy when it's 3-1 or something like that. They don't have much to lose by sitting back, so they may as well go for it. Uh, Allison's one-on-ones. Let's talk about Alisson Becker. He is without a doubt the best goalkeeper in the world, and he is top of the pile when it comes to one-on-ones. The amount of one-on-one saves that man makes is just absolutely incredible. I don't know how he does it, like, and I just don't know how. I wonder how they even train for it and stuff like that now, because it's kind of in the moment. And like he different ones today. The point blank one off Shay Adams' header, the one down low to his right. Just sensational the way he spreads himself and blocks it with his legs and everything and stuff like that. He's just an exceptional goalkeeper. So lucky to have him. That game today could have easily been a draw if it wasn't for Allisson Becker. Absolutely brilliant. 64 minutes, Liverpool digging in a bit. Big Verge taking care of business at the back, looking like his old self, bit more confidence, bit more swagger, no panic. Also like the way today he was marshalling the line. He was talking to Robbo all the time. He was talking to Joe all the time. I really like that when he's playing like that and he's on his game. Excuse me. 72 minutes, Virgil unlucky with the header. It's a header there, just goes wide of the left post. Very unlucky. Great effort from 75 minutes. Bobby Dazzler off. Another solid shift from Bobby. Begs the question why Brazil are not bringing him. Like, it's a madness, you know. Even as an option off the bench, you could do a hell of a lot worse than Bobby Firmino. Ox on, comes on. Doesn't have a massive influence on the game. It's kind of involved and stuff like that, but always feels like even when he comes on, just feels so fringe, doesn't it? 77 minutes, Shay Adams header. What a point blank save from Allisson. We spoke about it already. Give it away now. Match without a doubt. He was fantastic today. 86-minute, Pep Linders makes the changes. Costas on for Robbo. No change there. Phillips for Trent, but Phillips goes into the middle, and of course Gomez goes out onto the right, and then Carvalho on for Nunez, who ain't going to get his hat trick, but had chances. But yeah, really a real kind of 3-1 solid win. But Southampton did have their chances, but we just looked more at it today, even though we'll go off now for the World Cup break. I'm sure there's players out there that were just being so careful. World Cup starting next week. It's so close. Any sort of knock now or any sort of injury would put you out of it. So I can understand the carefulness within the play and stuff like that. But we certainly were moving the ball around better. Certainly for large parts of the game, controlled the game way better. Didn't cough up possession too easy to Southampton. They did gain a little bit of control in the second half at the start. But yeah, I think it was a solid performance all round. And a great way to sign off for the World Cup. Moves us up into 6th in the league. Starting to look a bit more at it now, can make a run, especially with some of the results now. If Arsenal were to drop points this evening, and you're seeing that Man City got beaten by Brentford, what a game that was. And also Spurs and Leeds. Spurs winning 4-3. What a game that Leeds game was. Unbelievable. I think Leeds, am I right in thinking Leeds took the lead nearly 3 times in that game or something? It's just crazy, but massive results today, obviously. So anything can happen in this league. So let's see what happens. Let's get into the player ratings. And we start off with Allisson Becker, man of the match, best goalkeeper in the world by a country mile. What a shot stopper. What a one-on-one keeper. Unbelievable. Gets a 10 today. So different to see him without the beard. So weird. Just looks like a different human being. Like, Trent I gave a 7 to today, kind of on the fringes of the game at times, but at times still probing and stuff like that. General play was pretty solid. But yeah, just give him a 7. Gomez I gave a 7 to as well. I know he got cut out for the pass in around the back for Shay Adams and stuff like that, but it's generally solid today from Joe. And I know he opened up a bit in the second half, started pushing more forward, especially when he slipped into the right back role. Van Dijk I gave an 8 to today. Solid as always. very calm and composed. But I like when he's marshalling his troops around him and stuff like that. Really, really important. Give him an 8 today. That cool, calm header back to Allisson when everything is just mayhem around you. He just pops up the head that back, so cool. And so unlucky not to bag a goal as well. He's been knocking on the door now for a few weeks. Robbo will give an 8 too as well. Really good, probing down that line all the time, working great with Thiago and mixing it up with Nunez down that line. Really, really good from Robbo today. A lot of energy and stuff like that. Fabinho was 7. Didn't stand out hugely in the game. Probably one of those guys who was being a little bit cautious, but did what he had to do. Protecting that back line at times and stuff like that, and stifling out a lot of the Southampton play. Thiago, I give an 8 too. Just picks up the ball in the middle of the park and just controls games. His distribution is second to none. His passing is unbelievable, and it's not only that; it's his range of passing as well, and it's his confidence as well when he just picks up the ball, stands on the ball, has always that plenty of time to look around and pick the right pass, short pass and long pass and over the top, all of it together. What a talent he is, and hard to believe Spain don't have a spot for him. Harvey, I gave an 8 too as well. I thought he was really, really good today. The ball over the top of Nunez was sublime. Had a couple of opportunities himself as well. But got pushed around a little bit today by Southampton, but generally was in there fighting and battling all the time. Great shift put in from Harvey today. Fabinho gave an 8 too. Really, really good today. Sent a message to the Brazilian manager, no doubt. Was solid. That slip ball pass through to Robbo as well was sublime after receiving the ball from Thiago, and also took his own goal really, really well. Lovely glancing header into the far corner. Bobby's having a fantastic season this season. I don't know how other players have been picked on. This is not my Liverpool bias hat on here or anything, but if you compare his stats even at the moment, if you're a stats type of person, to the players who are being picked ahead of him, it just doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all. Offers you so much, even as an option if you're not going to start him. Salah gave a 7 to today. At times was kind of in and out of the game, but battled hard. Still trying to hook up that play between himself and Nunez and stuff like that. Wasn't as kind of slick as it was last week against Spurs, but certainly still getting there. Had a couple of opportunities on another day, might have bagged a goal or two. But give him a 7. Solid enough performance from Mo today. The problem is, I suppose, today a lot of the really good play went down the other side. So you had Robbo, Thiago, Nunez there. And even at times you're seeing Harvey Elliott at times drifted across to get involved. Bobby dropping deep to pick up the play and stuff like that. So a lot of the play at times didn't go down. If you look at Trent and you look at Salah, they kind of at times they weren't in the game because the play didn't go down that side. Nunez, I gave a 9 to. I thought he was exceptional today. His work rate was second to none. He was applying the press literally on his own across the back three of Southampton, forcing errors all the time. Took his 2 goals really, really well. I was really impressed with his positioning today as well. He's starting to get that understanding, not as many offsides. Really, really clever in his play. Could have had a hat-trick today, but was really, really solid, and he's really starting to find his feet in the league now, and really starting to find his feet. That combination there of Robbo, Thiago, Harvey coming across, Fabinho as well, Bobby dropping a little bit deep, and then Nunez, that's really starting to reap benefits down that side. Normally we would be talking about maybe Trent with Hendo. Or Elliott and into Salah, how that combination used to work with the overlapping runs and stuff like that. But it seems to be really bearing fruit at the moment down that side. So exceptional today from Nunez. Gave him a 9. Bagged his 2 goals really well. Great to see him settling in. Hope he goes off and has a fantastic World Cup. Fingers crossed we don't pick up any more injuries. We will be back on Monday night with the Monday mashup. And then we're sailing off kind of into the World Cup. We will be bringing you some World Cup shows. I'm on Warren's channel, Warren's Team Talk. I'll be on his channel on Tuesday night, where we're going to be doing a United Ireland all-time combined 11. So if you want to tune into that, check that out as well on Tuesday night. And we'll bring you a flavour of some World Cup shows. Myself and Mark are going to put together a resident referee. So it should be a lot of fun doing some of those shows as well. Until next time, folks, if you want to contact the show, we're on Twitter at Session Shankly. You'll get us at the upper tier podcast at gmail.com. And you'll obviously get us out there Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And we will talk to you again real soon. Cheers.